let's discuss what's going on with two guests, the Democratic Congressman Eliot Engel of New York and the Republican Congressman John Fleming of Louisiana. Gentlemen, thanks very much for coming in. It's not only Biden, but earlier today we heard from the president, we heard from Kathleen Sebelius. Let me play a couple clips. Sure.
So there's no excuse for it. And I take full responsibility for making sure it gets fixed ASAP.
So let me say directly to these Americans, you deserve better. I apologize. I'm accountable to you for fixing these problems.
All right, Congressman, so you accept her apology? Are you willing to work with her to fix, to repair Obamacare?
Well, Wolf, as you know, I've called for resignation along with 32 other colleagues. I really have to stand by that. I really sincerely believe this could have been prevented. We find that she does apologize. She says she's accountable, but then she also points fingers at a lot of the private contractors. It was her responsibility to be sure they were in line to begin with.
But maybe they blundered, those private contractors. You've worked with government contractors. A lot of times they screw it up.
Yes, but again, she's in charge. She's the CEO of that operation, and the CEO has to make sure it gets done the first time.
So you still want her out?
Yes.
What are you going to say about that?
Well, I don't think she should resign. I'm less concerned with her resigning than I am with fixing it and making Obamacare work correctly. I mean, that's what I care about.
Have you lost confidence in this whole program as a result of the blunders involving the website?
No, I think the concept of national health care is an important one. We have 48 million Americans right now who are uninsured under the Affordable Care Act. We think that'll at least be cut in half or maybe even more. And we all know the good things that we have. You can't be denied insurance for pre-existing condition. Your children can stay on your health plan up to age 26. There are lots of good things there. I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater.
And Congressman, you're a physician, so you like those positive aspects of Obamacare, that people can't get kicked off if they get ill, if they have pre-existing conditions, they can still get health insurance. Young people can stay on their parents' program until the age of 26. You like all that?
Well, Wolf, I came to Washington as a physician to have health care reform. I saw we had a problematic system and wanted to fix it. The problem is that what is the cost of what we're achieving now? And the cost is too high. As you know, people are being kicked off of their present insurance, and now they're going to have to pay a lot more for the new Obamacare.
What do you say about that, Congressman, that some people won't be able to continue the health insurance, the bare bones health insurance policies they may have had? They were relatively cheap, and now they're going to be forced to get something that meets higher standards but will be more expensive.
Well, you know, there are a lot of people where it's quite the opposite. In fact, there are many more people who are going to get health care in my home state of New York for a cheaper rate than they currently get it. We need to make sure that people who are suffering as a result, that we fix this, and we try to fix it as best we can. But there are always cases that are cited as if it's the norm. It's not the norm. There are some people, it's unfortunate, and again, we have to try to make those people whole. But basically, we think that the Affordable Health Care Act is going to allow people to purchase insurance at a cheaper rate.
Unfortunately, Wolf, in most states, most venues, the rates are going up stratospheric. For men, 100% on average increase. This comes from the Manhattan Institute. Women, 62%. And as for universal coverage, never less than 30 million Americans will be uncovered, uninsured under Obamacare, and that's in years to come.
Is that true?
No, I don't believe it's true at all. Look.
That's the CBO that says
what we should have had in affordable health care is we should have had, frankly, the Republicans cooperating with Democrats to try to have a bill that would be bipartisan, that would move the country forward. But Republicans have rejected this from day one. And you know, it was passed by Congress, it was signed by the president, it was upheld by the Supreme Court, and there was a presidential election run in 2012 on it. It's the law of the land. We need both sides of the aisle to come together to fix it. All major bills like this need some tweaking, and rather than the Republicans trying to shut down the government, defund it, kill it, they should work with us to try to improve it.
Unfortunately, not a single Republican supported this bill. We had no input into it. Remember, the president classically said, I'll go with any member of Congress line by line over this law. We wrote him a number of letters, many of the physicians in the House GOP. We had no input into this. It's unpopular with the American people, and now people are getting a big surprise. They're being thrown off their existing insurance and asked to pay a lot more for the future insurance coverage.
In New York State, and you're from New York State, there seems to be a pretty good response, but a lot of those people who are signing up are getting Medicaid, and they're not putting money into the system. They're getting money out of the system, in effect, but which is good. They're finally going to get health insurance, but they're not getting enough young people who are healthy in their 20s, 30s, and 40s who are yet signing up.
Well, that's why you have the individual mandate, which the program only works if everybody signs up. You have to have young people sign up.
They can't sign up if the website's not working.
Well, listen, there's no excuses. I'm going to make any excuses for the websites. I mean, that's really inexcusable. But I would say to my friend and colleague here, the reason why Republicans had no input is they chose to have no input.
Well,
they rejected this from day one. They voted against it from day one. We would have welcomed bipartisan input. I would have preferred it. But they were naysayers from day one.
We applied a number of amendments. They stripped them out during conference. No, we had no input into this. We have a lot of great ideas that are market-based, patient-centered, and they were all rejected by Democrats.
It's now the law of the land. You're going to have to live with it unless there's a new president in 2016 who decides to take steps to end it.
Right. You know, the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit was the law of the land at one time. It's not any longer.
Right, so you think it's going to change at some point down the road? Guys, let's leave it there and continue this down the road. John Fleming, thanks very much.
Thank you.
Eliot Engel, thanks to you as well.
Thank you.